AI is pretty amazing. It can do so many things. But in order to really understand the future with AIs, you also need to understand what AIs cannot do. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Sometimes I play this game on the internet with my 6-year-old son. It's called Google Quick Draw, and what the game is about is that you have to draw something on the screen, and then while you're drawing, the AI of the system is trying to guess what you're drawing. And I'm actually not very good at drawing, but this AI is pretty smart. So most of the time, it's actually able to guess what I'm drawing. But at one point I was drawing something, and it was completely unable to guess what I was drawing. As you can see here, it said you drew this, and the neural net did not recognize it. So look at it. What do you think it is? It's pretty easy, right? Almost any human being can see that this image is waves. Of course it's waves. But the AI couldn't detect it. It couldn't recognize the pattern and see that this was waves. So the cool thing about this game is that after the game, you can actually see how you should have drawn it, or rather that means how did other people who played the game, how did they draw this image? And this is also what the AI learned from. So as you can see here, what did I do wrong? Well, what I did wrong was that I drew the waves in the opposite direction of what most people do. And I don't know if there's something wrong with me. I draw waves from right to the left, and apparently most other people do it the other way around. So, but this is usually, it's not a problem for human beings to see that this is waves, but this is a problem for AIs, because what is it that AIs are doing? They are looking for a pattern. And if they've learned that the pattern of waves is something that goes from the left to the right, and they suddenly see something that's going from the right to the left, they have absolutely no idea what this image is all about. And this is where they're completely different compared to us human beings, because when we see an image of waves, something completely different happens. It's not just a pattern, it's an abstraction. We think about things that's happened to us previously in life. We've been swimming in the ocean, we've felt waves, we've seen paintings of waves. We have so many abstract associations, like symbols that we can connect to. So we take a simple pattern and then we abstract and we create this huge web of associations. And this is one of the things they're completely able to do. They cannot abstract. And sometimes that means that they're encountering real problems out in the real world. Another area where AIs fail is when it comes to understanding the world. You've probably noticed how AIs have become pretty good at translation. 10 years ago, if you tried to put something into Google Translate, the result was pretty horrible. But nowadays, when you put something into Google Translate, what comes out on the other side is actually pretty good. And this is because a lot of what translation is about is pattern recognition. It's about understanding the pattern in words and texts and sentences, and then understanding what that pattern looks like in another language. But sometimes that actually fails. So take a look at these two sentences here. The first one says, the city councilman refused the demonstrators a permit because they feared violence. Who are they? Well, it's easy for a human being to see. It's, of course, the city councilman. But look at the other sentence. The city councilman refused the demonstrators a permit because they advocated violence. Who are they? Well, of course, it's the demonstrators. But these two sentences will always make an AI fail, because you need more than actual simple pattern recognition to understand these sentences. You actually need to understand what the sentence is about. So you need to know what a demonstrator is, what the police is, what a city councilman is. And you need, more importantly, to know what the relationship between these entities are. So, and this is something that the AI still cannot do. They can see the patterns, but they do not understand the world, which means that they basically do not understand anything. They don't understand language. They don't understand images. They don't understand what they hear. They see the patterns, but they have absolutely no understanding. If you're anything like me, you have a lot of doubts. What's the meaning of life? Are these videos any good? Am I raising my children in the right way? We human beings tend to be in doubt all the time. But AIs are never in doubt. They simply always have an answer. Well, I mean, sometimes they will say, I'm 67% sure that this image is a cat, but it's still 100% sure that it's 67% sure that this image is a cat. So AIs are never in doubt. And I mean, why is that a problem? Because you should think that not being in doubt should be an advantage. But actually there are situations, a lot of situations in life where it's a good thing to be in doubt, because doubt makes you stop and think and consider whether you're doing the right thing right now. And AIs don't do that. They just act. And sometimes if they're kind of running down the wrong path and they're about to do something, they'll just do it. They won't doubt about it. They'll simply just do it. And that can create a lot of problems in the real world. We've now seen these amazing AIs that can do pattern recognition and classification, and can do all kinds of practical and useful things in our lives. And we're going to see more of AIs in the future. They're going to be all over the place. But at the same time, we've also seen that they are unable to do basic things that we human beings can do. They cannot do abstract thinking, and they don't understand anything, and they're never in doubt. And that means that the future is basically going to be populated by super smart machines that are at the same time super stupid. So smart machines that are at the same time capable of doing really super stupid things. And this is what we're going to look for. This is the paradox of the future that we're going to look for. If we're going to understand the future of AIs, we need to understand that they can be really smart and really stupid at the same time.
Peter's right. I'm never in doubt. And right now I have no doubt that it's time to do some exercises. Yes, I said exercises. There are 2 of them. But they're both really fun. First of all, I would like you to try out Google Quick Draw. So go to this website and just start drawing. It probably works best if you use a touch-sensitive screen. In the second exercise, you are going to test the limits of AI by talking to one. There are many chatbots out there, but one of the better ones is called Replika. Replika is actually an app, so you have to search for Replika in your app store and download the app. Try to have an actual conversation with your personal AI and reflect on its strengths and weaknesses. And that concludes video number 4. See you in the next video.